Hello, welcome to 3 True Ghost Stories. Let's get started. Number 1. About a year ago, while I was in my kitchen cooking up some leftover food, I suddenly was shook to my bones by what appeared to be the most vivid image of a ghost run through my home. I heard the footsteps of the ghost and turned around quickly to see a tall man wearing all black running full sprint out of my living room and down the hallway. He wore black boots, pants, and a hooded jacket. I could hear the clothes moving with its body and the loud chatter of the boots stomping through the hallway. So, not only was it seen, I also heard it perfectly. Unless I was slipped some acid the night before, I would have to say I was in the right mind as the event took place. The scary thing was that my 2 cats, the only other living things in my home at the time, had their ears cocked back and were growling next to me, looking down the hall where the ghost ran off to. I immediately fled my house and waited for my family to get home. Number 2. My mom had to go to the garage around 9 p.m. to get something from the storage room. The garage is a separate building to the main house, so she had to go through the sliding garage door to get in. In the garage, there's a square hole in the ceiling that leads to the roof for insulation. By stupid design, the light switch for the garage was across the room from the door. So my mom opens the garage door and walks across the dark room to turn the light on. As she turns it on, she sees a female's head upside down looking from a hole for about half a second. She panics and turns the light off as she doesn't want to see the face because she was so scared. After about 5 seconds, she turns the light back on and it wasn't there anymore. The next morning, my dad checks the roof and there was no sign that someone was ever there. Number 3. This story takes place when I was about 14 years old. I lived in my old house with my mom, dad, and I. My dad worked during the day and my mom worked nights. I was an avid gamer at the time and would have to go downstairs in our old unfurnished basement to play on our old PC. I had always gotten creepy vibes from our house, the basement especially. I didn't think anything of it. The house was really old and the basement was really dark and cold and had bugs. So, one day I stayed home from school because I was sick. My mom was in her room sleeping because she had worked that previous night and my dad was at work. So I'm all excited to be able to play my computer games all day, since I'm basically home alone, although my mom is sleeping. So I go get a big glass of water and a blanket and wrap myself in the blanket. Once I get everything I needed, I begin to walk through my kitchen, heading towards the stairs of my basement. Right as I'm about to get to the entrance of the stairs, I feel 2 hands on my back shove me. I actually fell over from this and dropped my glass of water, and it shattered on the floor. I was so confused and so scared because I was the only one awake or at home at the time. The shove was so hard, I actually tried to catch myself at first, but couldn't and ended up falling. I hadn't tripped over anything at all, and how I fell and had dropped my glass of water had a force behind it that pushed me forward, such as someone taking 2 hands and shoving you from behind, which is exactly what I had felt. I ended up running to my mom's room and we prayed about it. Still, to this day, I have never experienced something so scary. Hey everybody, I hope you all enjoyed. The video's a bit short, but I had a couple of short stories. And yeah, if you enjoyed, like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. And lastly, you may be watching me, but who's watching you?